All right, Queens and Kings. So first, some of the items you're gonna need is embroidered hoops. That's just some things that I had lying around. This floor wire, as well as some ribbon, pair of scissors, and some crystals. Now these crystals are actually from Amazon. I'll link them down below if you guys want to get some of your own. That's up to you. So I'm gonna cut off a piece of this floor wire to go ahead and I don't even know why I cut it off first, because I realized that I needed to actually open the jump ring of the crystals and place it on the embroidery hoop. I know why I cut it off, because I attempted to put it on there first and then attach it to the jump ring, but I decided to just go ahead and see what it fit around the a border hoop. So which it did, and border hoop, I think is how you call it. But anyways, it did. So we're gonna take our ribbon here. Basically, I'm just trying to figure out a way how I can make an easy bow. Yeah, excuse the noise in the background, too close to the window. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a bow, so therefore we can be able to attach it on here. All right, Queens and Kings. So now that I have my bow and everything, get it all fluffed and shaped out, basically where we want to put the bow at is on top of the ring there, above right where the crystal is located at. But what I'm going to do first is, as you all see, I went ahead and placed the wire also onto the ring, just to keep the crystals from sliding, because as I put it on with the jump ring, it got the crystal sliding, so I just needed to keep them from sliding. And now I'm just gonna wrap the wire around the bow as well as the ring itself, and that's just how we're going to keep that attached. And we'll just use a crystal hook, not a crystal hook, a Christmas hook, to actually attach it to the tree. So ordinary for me to cut my ends, I'm just basically pinching them and I'm cutting it diagonal, so it can give you that little cute little ending, what always be on the ribbons or so. You could cut it however you want to. All right, Queens and Kings, so here's my beautiful ornament. I love the way how this looks. So pretty. We're here on the tree as well, because we are blessed. So do you Queens and Kings like this little simple ornament? It's just things that I had around the house and I decided to make an ornament out of it. Nothing special. This is stuff that I really want to spray paint. I want to spray paint the Nutcracker gold. That's basically what I want to do, but I don't have that much gold spray paint, so I don't know. I'm gonna be able to do that. I want to spray paint these letters here. I'm thinking about spray painting the white. These signs and stuff that came from the Dollar Tree as well. The joy, welcome sign, stuff like that. All right, Queens and Kings, so moving on to my tree topper. You're gonna need a trash can, that from the Dollar Tree, some hot glue from Walmart, foam board that you just seen me pouring that. I have some of these old buttons or gems that came off another DIY. A pair of scissors. You're gonna need a knob. Well, you don't need that, but you could have one. Some ribbon here that I got from Hobby Lobby. Pencil, X-Acto knife, a box cutter, and hot glue gun, as well as some fabric that I also picked up from Hobby Lobby. And I think this was half a yard, well, half a yard, something like that. So here I'm just basically outlining, cutting the rim part of the hat, because I wasn't sure how I was going to do this, because I wanted to do a crown, but I thought about doing that a little too late. So I was like, you know what, let's just go with the styrofoam, and we're just going to cut it out with our box cutter. Find a sharp box cutter, because honey, this really here didn't make no sense. Now you can also spray paint this as well, but I didn't want to have the bubble look of it, so that's why I didn't do that. So this is pretty much the look and ideal that I'm going for. Like this here, this is how I want it to be. So I was just trying to measure out and get my eyeball of the look how I wanted it to be. So anyways, now here I'm taking the fabric and basically I'm going to measure how much of fabric that I need to cut off for around the hat as well as the top of the hat. So I'm going to cut this one more time, which you guys see here. I'm folding it in half pretty much. So therefore this is going to be a piece of for the top of the hat as well as the rim, the part. I don't know how you explain it, the lid of it or something, the front part that you see me did cut off with the styrofoam, that part there. So but anyway, you see I just basically try to eyeball it as I'm doing here to see how much I need to cut off for the top to basically cover that portion too. So this additional part here extra that is cutting off, I'm going to save that for later so we can do like the rim of the hat. So all we're doing is just placing some hot glue on top of the trash can and basically just spread it out. Try to flatten this as best as possible, and then I'm going to go around it as well and do the same thing. Now once I get around, now you see how it lifting up and everything like that. We're just going to glue that down. The inner piece that's lifting up, I'm going to use the scissors to cut it so I can flatten it as possible, as you all see that I'm doing here, and just continue gluing everything down. Now try to press this glue out as best as possible, because the way that you put it on it, that's the way it's gonna dry. But this is how she looked as the top, and those little spider webs, but we'll get those off later. So now here I'm basically eyeballing where I want to start to place the rest of the fabric to glue it down. Not too far down and not too far up, because remember, the ribbon I'm going to be using later to pretty much cover all this up. So I'm going to continue doing this, going all the way around the trash can. But do you guys remember what I just stated about the hot glue? Much hot glue you put on, that's pretty much how it's going to dry. So try to flatten it as best as possible and not use too much, or just don't use any glue going all the way around the bottom of the trash can, just the rim here where I'm doing here. So I wasn't able to take the fabric completely all the way around, which that is okay, because that'll be my back, so I can know for sure that's the back. So this is pretty much where I'm gonna continue trying to glue the fabric onto the trash can, but I'm gonna glue it on the inside as well. So therefore, I don't have to worry about that loose fabric just hanging or anything like that or getting in my way. Alright, so here's the rim of it. Boom. YouTube magic. It's quick, easy. I just did it off camera, just gluing the fabric down on the rim. So now here we're basically going to try to figure out where to place and glue everything together, which I was just showing you guys since the back is the ugly ducky. So therefore we know that's going to stay around that part there. So basically here I'm also, like I said, trying to figure out how I want to center how much of the rim of the hat there, I don't know what you call that, pretty much to stick out. So I had to figure out how I want it and eyeball it, and I'm just placing some glue on the sides other than the front of it. Then I'm gonna flip it upside down, which you guys see some more of the ugly duckling. Now you could use some extra fabric to cover that up. This is all up to you, but to me it wasn't going to show as on the tree, but if it does, I can always go back and correct that. So inside of it is where it's kind of hard and tricky, so you may want to use a smaller glue gun for this portion here, because of the simple fact it was so hard for me to really get in there to place that glue where I'm trying to show you guys there. But I was able to do it, and this me just flipping it back over, pressing down, so therefore I can make sure that the glue adhere to the bucket as well as the rim. So now we're gonna move on to our gold ribbon here. Once again, this ribbon is from Hobby Lobby. I think it was like $3 or $2, something with 60% off, so it wasn't even that much. So where I actually connect the fabric going around, as you all can see, I'm gonna start from the back since that's the ugliest part of it, and that's where how I'm gonna cover it, Lord have mercy, how I'm gonna cover up my threading, so therefore you don't see that. Now I do advise you don't use too much glue, just use a small amount, because this is velvet fabric and it's difficult to get the glue off. So only way I'm able to get any glue off is they just the spider web screens coming from the hot glue. But I advise you just use a small amount, because you see how the back look, how of the back looks. So I'm continuing doing this all the way around the edge of the hats, the bottom, the rim, everything. All right, so the hat is completed, so I don't trim everything out with the ribbon, and as you all can see, it's starting to form to look like a hat. I really like it. Now you can leave it like this as simple as possible, but you know me, I'm extra, so therefore we're gonna actually cut out some more ribbon, 3 rows the same length, and we're gonna also glue our little gems on them, which will give us like the little button look. So yeah. All right, so for the very top here, which I should have stood up and did this, but I thought I had it directly in the center, but I didn't. But we're just gonna glue our knob on top just to give some extra glam to our hat. And this is how she looks on my tree. So if you all want to see the reveal of my tree, you have to go over to my second channel, which is Queen Val Living, because I am doing Vlogmas over there. So if you want to have everyday entertainment, just head over there. But how does my hat look? What you queens and kings think? All right, queens and kings, so that would be it for my Christmas decorations. You all let me know which one that you do love, because I do love the way the tree topper did come out. It actually turned out better than what I thought and imagined. But you all let me know. I love my doggone nutcrackers, because as you all can see, that's pretty much what my theme of my tree is. So if you all enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you queens and kings in the next one. You all continue to be royal.
Bye-bye and happy holidays.